get the badge. And once you get the badge, let us know and join our in-person event. We have some really cool, nice swag for you. For those who have joined us in Kisumu, Mombasa, and Nairobi, you have seen how cool swag can get. So don't miss out on that. My name is Michael Kimathi, head of developer community here at Africa's Talking. I can see Graham on the call. I can see Oliver on the call. And I can see our main speaker today, Mr. Mileke Kolawole. Mileke, the stage is all yours. If you can unmute, share the screen, and share the camera, that would be great. Also, everyone else joining, if you can share your camera, that would be great to make the live more interactive. The stage is all yours, Mileke.
Yes, I'm with you. Kindly confirm you can hear and see me.
Yes, we can hear you and we can see you.
Perfect. So my camera won't be on the entirety of the call. This is just for introduction. Hi everyone, my name is Mileke. I'm a cloud engineer. Recently became a GDE for Google Cloud. And I'm happy to be here with you on the call today. We're going to be taking the ADK on Cloud Run workshop, right? So in case you've had the opportunity to go through the code lab already, that's great. However, if you haven't, you have the opportunity to do that now. On this session, I'm under the assumption that most of us already have access to credits, right? So you already have a billing account set up, so we wouldn't have to worry about that bit. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. That's correct, right? No one is saying no, so I'll just assume that that is the case. Right. Sorry, can you guys confirm you can see him?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So how does this typically go? I think I'll start with that. How does this typically go? Um, everyone is going to be. Is it that everyone is going to be doing these sessions alongside me, or you want me to just do it? How exactly does it? How does this typically go? Unfortunately, I haven't been opportunity to attend the earlier sessions myself. So I'd appreciate if any one of the attendees actually could unmute and let me know what your experience on the other calls have been like. Do the attendees have permission to unmute? Or is it just like host? Okay. Charles, Oliver, Emmanuel, Martin, Fahad, Jack, Joseph, Kennedy. I'd like to hear from you. So is it that no one is listening or no one wants to speak? Because I mean, if no one is listening, then there's I wonder who I'm speaking with.
Okay, we are listening.
Okay, so did you hear what I asked?
Yeah. I think I heard you clearly. So I think these are just sessions where we get to learn more about ADK and Africa's Talking APIs, where the maybe thought leaders or experts get to talk about the code labs, the technologies, and maybe we can get the chance to ask questions. Yeah, we can get a back and forth sessions where we do questions and all. At times we go through code labs where we just go through code labs together, ask questions. Yeah, such.
Okay. So this is one of the sessions where we are going through a code lab, right? For the previous sessions that you went through Code Labs, was it such that it's just the instructor doing it, or you're following along as I'm doing it?
Okay. We've been going through Code Labs, I think, ever since we started. So like the instructor will like okay, I think it's the instructor taking us through it and us following through. It's just like we are doing it together.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
an
That's
interactive
cool then.
session like.
That's cool then. So it's safe to assume that everyone on this call is on their laptops, right? Everyone has their console in front of them, and everyone is going to be following along as we're going through this. You all have links to this, right? You all have links to the session that the code lab that we're going through today, right? By the way, I'm very patient. If I ask that someone answers something and no one does, we would all be waiting. So just try to answer me if you are listening, right? Because I want us to respect each other's time and participation on the call, right? So just maybe a thumbs up um, from time to time. Then another thing I'm going to do is throughout the session at different points, I would like to confirm that every single person on the call has gotten to that point, right? If you are on the call now and you are not able to follow along, please indicate so I know not to like wait for you. However, if no one indicates, I'm going to assume that everyone on the call can go through the sessions, right? And we'll pretty much wait for everyone to get to a particular point, then we move on, then move on, then move on. Is that cool? Great. Okay, so let me start by sharing my screen. Window, contact. I'm going to share my project screen. Can you guys confirm you can see my project screen right now? Another thing
I'm
is,
like, sorry.
please
There's
yeah,
a background sound that is
okay. I
making it
can't
so
like
hard to
the
listen to you.
audio. Can you bring it down a bit? Just give me a minute. I'm not saying turn it off, just like lower a bit, just a little bit. I think that's off. Did you turn it off? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, it should be better now. Cool.
Yeah, it's still there, man. I don't know.
It's still there, but can you hear me better now?
Not at all. Your mic, your headphone, your microphone is collecting that sound more than your sound. I don't know. Maybe just me.
Okay. How is it now? Is it any better now? Is it any better now?
Yeah. No. I don't know about other guys. Can you hear him clearly? Because I'm struggling to listen. Is it possible to move where you can be
Yeah,
able to
just wait.
focus?
Is it any better now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, much better.
Yes, as of now.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Everyone, can you please confirm you can see my screen? Please feel free to unmute because I'm going to be on the screen, on the meet screen. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute. If you want to say anything, feel free to unmute as well. Right. So now, can we please confirm that you can see this welcome screen? People type in the chat. I would honestly prefer if you guys spoke. But that's cool. Okay, so in this session, we would be going through deploying, managing, and monitoring an agent built with ADK that is deployed on Cloud Run, right? ADK is a tool built by Google that allows you to create and manage complex agents, right? So everything from doing agent to agent communication, agent creation, model selection, and that entire life cycle of agents, you can get it done with ADK. And then we're going to be using Cloud Run. Cloud Run is a serverless service by Google Cloud that allows you to run containers in a nutshell, right? There's a couple of cool features that Cloud Run offers. The main one of it being the fact that it's easily scalable and you don't have to worry so much about infrastructure, right? So with this like code lab, we're going to be looking at the integration of ADK with Cloud Run. So it's kind of like two two-tone, it's a two-tone kind of code lab where we're doing a bit of Cloud Run, we're doing a bit of ADK as well, right? In this particular code lab, the step-by-step of it is we'll be creating a database on Cloud SQL that would use for the ADK agent session. We would set up the ADK agent, set up the database session that will be used by ADK runner, deploy the agent to Cloud Run, do a load test, then deploy a new revision and gradually increase traffic to the new revision to demo traffic splitting, right? And then final thing we'll do is setting up trace and setting up a tracing agent for setting up cloud tracing on the service, on the Cloud Run service that was spun up, so we can see a couple of metrics, right? So the prerequisites in the code lab says you should be comfortable with Python, but honestly, it's as long even if you're not comfortable, like very comfortable with Python, as long as you can have a good understanding of what the code does, right? And then the next prerequisite is having a great understanding um of the a full stack application architecture using HTTP, right? And yeah, let's just get right into it. So for everyone on the call, I'm going to assume that you already have your laptop, your laptop, your browser open, and then your console open on that browser, right? And then in your console, you have a project with billing enabled. I'm going to start by creating a new project. If you can't see my screen, let me know. Once again, I'm not seeing the chat, so if you want to say something, please unmute your mic and say it. Let's name this 80 session, 80 session, right? And then for billing accounts, set it to my billing account and create. Okay, and we switch to that session. First thing we're going to be doing is setting up an environment. So I've created a new project. I have selected the project. I've selected my billing account. The next thing I'll do is prepare my Cloud SQL DB. Right, so Cloud SQL. Type in it. Okay. Cloud SQL. So we'll be creating a PostgreSQL database on Cloud SQL. Right, so right here, click on PostgreSQL. Enterprise, select enterprise. For the edition preset here, select sandbox. For instance information, PostgreSQL. Then you can just set the password. That's version 17. Instance ID. Let's just use what they have in the code lab. ADK deployment. The password. You can set any password that you want. I'll just use exactly what's in the code lab. Because of so this is 8K. Actually, I'll change mine. Okay, I'll use something else. Then for region, so we leave it at US Central 1, single zone. And I think that's the last of it. Click on create instance. Once you're done with that. While that is creating, you open your Cloud Shell instance. Let's allow that to come up. Authorize. That's going on. Let's give that a minute to initialize. Okay, it's done now. Let's just run a quick figure out of this. See what account I'm using. Okay, I'm using the account that I want to use. Then let's quickly go back to the instance that we spun up. All instances. This is our instance here, and it is currently going through some updates. Once that is done, this will show running. Right. So let's say we've gotten to the first checkpoint, right? Who is with us so far and who isn't with us yet? If you are with us, please you can either unmute your mic to respond, or preferably unmute your mic to respond, or you could indicate either by sending a message or raising your hand. Can you do thumbs up here? Let me see. If there's any thumbs up. So either you raise your hand, you unmute to indicate, or you type it in the chat. There's how many of us on this call? There's 13 of us. I would assume Michael isn't doing this. Graham as well. Oh, you're both doing it. Okay. Okay, still setting up. What point have you gotten to? Emmanuel is here. That's 4 out of 10 responses. Martin is still setting up. I would wait a bit, but I need to see the other people respond before we crack on. So I'm just going to give them minutes and have people respond on the chat. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. Michael, is this? This is. I'm just curious. Is this like normal audience response, or should I continue without carrying people along, or like?
Yeah, I know this for a speaker it's hard, especially when you're virtual. So guys, if it's moving too fast, kindly engage so that he knows that you're following. And that's the point of having this session. So I don't know if that would be okay going forward.
Okay.
I can see some guys are saying on the chat that they're still setting up.
No,
But,
that was Martin, and Martin is set up already. Just
yeah,
two.
okay.
Okay, so I will just continue this and hope that you're actually following. If not, yeah. Anyhow, okay. So moving on. Next thing to do is set our project to the project name. So I have the G-Cloud config set project, config set project. Then I have my project name right here. Project environment exit. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have our project set there. Next thing we're going to do is clone a repo. We deploy and manage. There's a repo that we're going to be using. Clone the repo into a directory and then go into that directory. So it's the deploy and manage ADK service repo by Alpha Inside. Let's just go there and see what that looks like. Let me share a different screen. Just share my entire screen for a bit. So this is what the repo looks like. It's this weather agents that we're going to be working with in this particular repository, right? Let me share my window again. Sorry, my tab. Okay. From that, let's cd into run. Right. Let's open this in the culture editor. According to more the fan of doing this to different windows. How that works. You know what? Let's just let's do it like this. Okay. All right. I'm just going to split my screen. And, can you still see my screen? So, right, so we have our editor and culture on one single page here. If you do not know how I did that, you can just let me know. Right, so now we're in the working directory. I already have my terminal open because I opened it right under here. The next thing that we're going to be doing is to get our dependencies installed. Right, so there's a command here using UV, a Python project manager. So it's just enter UV. So the reason that we're using UV is because we need to get a. Are you having issues hearing me?
No, I wanted you to share the link for the GitHub.
Oh, okay. You don't have the link to the code lab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No problem. So this is the link to the GitHub. I'll send it in the chat. This is the link to the GitHub itself. Right. The command that was run was git clone, then the GitHub link, and then a directory. So any directory that you want to clone that into. Right. But let me also send you. Let me send you the code lab so you can follow along as well. Just in case just in case of commands that you need to copy, because there's a bunch of Python code that we would be working with, right? So in that case, it might be very important to have the code lab as well. Currently, we are on the second step of the code lab. Just preparing our environment, right? Things that we're going to be working with. And right now, we are on the almost done with that page. On the step of creating the virtual environment, or setting up the virtual environment, and then after that, we enable APIs. If it's saying have a virtual environment somewhere called dot .env right here. It's final one, right? The next thing we're going to do is enable our APIs. So the AI platform API, Cloud Run API, Cloud Build API. I already enabled the Cloud Resource Manager API on my end, but that's as well. Then the MySQL API. Please, if at any point you can't hear me clearly, please just let me know. This has finished successfully, so all the APIs have been enabled. The final command, we're going to rename this env.example to env. Then next step is, so by the way, in case you can't see in case you can't see your .env or .venv files, you can come here to view and click on toggle hidden files, right, to hide or show them. I already had my toggle on, so it was showing for me, but just in case you don't on your end, you can do that. Then we open the env file, project ID here. This is global, and we're going to be using the global location. Yeah, that's all good. All right, so now we can move into step 3. That's all done. I'm moving to step 3. These last two are going to be commented out, but at some point we are going to update the connection to the DB that we're going to be using, right? But for now, leave that commented out just as it is. So the next step, we're going to be setting up our ADK directory structure, right? So here in this weather agent, you see that there's a __ init.py file. There's an agent.py file, as well as a tool.py file, right? Just for quick quick description of or more context into what agents and what tools have to do with agents. So there's three key things when we're talking about agents, right? One is, or three unique things. One is memory, right? Meaning that an agent can remember things, right? So you give it some context, it remembers that context in the next use case, or the next session that you have with it. Two is tools, right? Because it's not in every case that you are interacting with an agent that already knows what you are referring to, especially in cases of very, very niche subject matters, right? So when we're talking about, say, you want to build an agent with um, data from your your university academic records. Now, you can't. It will be very difficult for you to just, build the agent and then just out of nowhere ask it and connect it to a model and then begin to ask it, um, what was the performance in year 2017 for this particular school, right? So in those kind of cases, you need to connect it to a tool that can access the database for the academic records for that school, right? And the third thing, the third key feature of agent is instruction, right? You always have to give it an instruction when you are setting it up. It's called oh, can't remember what there's a word for it that I currently can't remember, but this the instruction that you give to the agent is very paramount to the way it's going to function, right? So you can see them as system instructions. You can see them as they're not exactly prompts, right? Like the guiding instruction to that agent's existence, right? So just all that to say that we have a tool here that is used to get the weather, right? This is our agent here, and this is our init.py file, right? With mostly this just this line to import this agent. We have that one, this to reference the agent that we are referring to. So if you already cloned the repo, you should have the directory structure already, right? Under the weather underscore agent directory, you have init.py, you have agent.py, you have tool.py, right? On opening the file, you see the code that is already in it. In the agent.py file, that's this one, you can see that there's already a reference to this tool, the get weather tool that we have defined here. You will also see the instruction that is being given. You're a helpful AI assistant designed to provide accurate and useful information. And then you see the model that we are pointing this agent, or that we are connecting these agents to. If you remember, for this project ID, we already set this when we're setting the environment variables for this project, right? So this is pretty much referencing that. And at the top here, we have sorry, we have a couple of imports, right? For key ones here, agent for tool for this particular tool that we are importing and Google, right? Yeah, next thing is the next thing we do is we run the web UI for this particular, but we run the web UI for the ADK, right? Now, just quick two things. There are three ways that you can typically run ADK. One, two of them are in the terminal, right? Or two of them are via the terminal. You run ADK 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 deploy. I think that's the command. I might get it wrong. And you can have ADK web, right? ADK web allows you get a UI version of that ADK right out of your terminal, right? Then second option is you deploy it to Cloud Run. Now, while deploying to Cloud Run, you can either get that as just endpoints that you're calling. There's no UI, or you can add a flag to give you a UI to it. So this, what we're doing right now, is the very first option. So we're running ADK web at our terminal, and it's going to give us a UI that is right. I had someone turn on their mic. This one with the question. No, there isn't. Okay. Start. Run ADK web port 8080.
Uh, you're on mute in case you're speaking.
I was speaking for a hot minute, and no one knows.
I thought you were
I've been speaking
demonstrating, and I
for a
was
while.
wondering what's happening.
I've been speaking
Yeah,
for a while.
you went,
I can't
you
remember.
went on
What
mute.
was the last? What was the last thing you said? I can't remember where I stopped.
The last thing I heard is that if someone has a question, then I thought maybe you muted for them to ask.
No, no, no. Oh my god. Would I even share my screen? Could you see my screen?
Yes, we could see your screen, but now it's not sharing.
Okay. Okay. So I had deployed. I can't remember where I stopped. I said so much. I was talking to myself. So I was saying that. I can't remember where I stopped. Can anyone on the call remember where I stopped? Like, what did you hear last? Before I said, if you have any questions. Okay. Okay. I think I'll just continue from. I'll continue from. Did you hear the explanations of? Okay. Did you hear the explanations of hear me explain instruction memory and tools?
No, on my side, no.
Okay. So I was explaining that um, we have three features to agents, right? One being instructions, the second being memory, and the third being tools. Instructions is pretty much what you give to the agent to tell it what exactly to do. So if you check your agent.py file in that directory, you would see when you scroll down here, you see an instruction part of this that tells it you are a helpful AI assistant designed to provide accurate and useful information. Right? This is under the name and the model that we've given the agent access to. The next thing is memory. Memory essentially allows the agent to store knowledge from session to session. So regardless of if you tell it something and it's you tell it something in this session and you start another conversation in another session, it can reference that knowledge that you gave it in the previous session. It has memory. And the third, it's not just an LLM that is answering each question based on data that's been grounded on. Then the third is tools. Tools are important because there might be very specific niche things that you want to train the agent on or to give the agent access to, right? And I use the example of in a university portal. Let me confirm you can still hear me. Can you guys still hear me? So I don't explain this second time without.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. And I use the example of a university, university's academic records. So you could want to query or build an agent on the records of the university. For instance, if you out of the box just connect that agent to a model and you ask it questions referencing that university academic records, it might not be able to answer. However, if you give it access to a tool that can connect to a DB that has those records, it will be able to give you answers on those things. So instructions, memory, and tools. In our directory here, we have our agent here with the model and its instruction, and then the tools that it has access to. Right. I'll also just going through the rest of the code. The top couple of lines, you're just importing stuff that you're going to be using. This second part, you are loading the environment variables that are defined here. So the project, the location, and the use vertex AI. Then under that, we have the environment variables. So we are referencing project ID here, which we defined in the environment variable. Global here, which we define the environment variable, and true. This is here as a failsafe in case in case you did not add those variables into your .env file. And then here we have the actual agent definition itself. Shouldn't be. Here we have the actual. Yeah. Here we have the actual agent definition, right? So the name of the agent, the module that is connected to, the instruction that's been given to the agent, because remember instruction memory tools, and then the tool that is being given access to, which is this tool here. And this tool here, I also did a quick walkthrough of it. After doing your imports, you are defining a function called getWeather that takes a string city, right? And it's been given the instruction to retrieve the current weather report from a specific city, right? All you have to do is enter the name of the city, and it returns the weather information of that city. Now, for this particular tool, that's been given access to a specific mock database, right, with New York, London, and Tokyo. So this tool has access specifically to New York, London, and Tokyo with this report. The weather in Tokyo is this, the weather in London is this. I'm sorry, the weather in New York is this, London is this, and Tokyo is this. Right. If the city that is given is in that DB, it will give a response. If it's not, it will tell you that it doesn't have information for that city in an effort to reduce hallucination. right? Excuse me. Right. And I think that's where I got into. So next thing we did was to run the agent. I was also explaining that there are three ways typically that you can run your agents, three convenient ways. One is you use the ADK web command right there from your terminal. Two is that you deploy to Cloud Run. However, while deploying to Cloud Run, there are two different ways of doing this. One is without the with UI flag, which will just give you access to the endpoints. You won't be able to see what's going on. And then second is the with UI flag, which would give you a page like um give you a page like this. Right. So this is where I'd gotten to trying to realize you're not hearing me. So everyone can see this page, right? And we all see this page that we're on. Hi, can we see this page that we're on, that I'm on?
Yeah, we can see the page, but how do you run the application? How do you get to this URL?
So there was a command in the previous section. Let me just share my entire screen briefly. So in this cloud shell, there's a command. Let me just stop this. So stop that. I refresh this. Go down. Yeah. So I ran this command. You how do I increase the size of this? So UV run ADK web port 88. Now remember, UV is the tool that we're using to access our virtual environment. We're running the ADK web command, right, which pretty much gives us access to the ADK utility and allows you spin up a web UI for the agent that we have running. And then we'll told it to run it on port 8080. So I hit enter. Sorry. Once I hit enter, it's going to run the agent and expose it on localhost port 8080. Right now, when I try to refresh this again, it gives us back the UI that I loaded previously. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, got it.
All right. Let me just remove this session. Yeah, so it gives us access to this, and you have our agent. So we only have one agent in that directory, so it runs just the weather agent. If you had multiple agents, you'll be able to spin up all those agents and access them here. Right now, we can ask our agent what it can do, right, and also kind of figure out what it can't do. Hello, agent, what are you able to do for me? And it says it right there. It can provide with the current weather report for specified city. Right. Let me see if it knows which cities. Let's see. Yeah, and it tells you it can give you the reports for New York, London, and Tokyo. Because remember, in our code here, we gave it this mock New York, London, and Tokyo. So if I come back and ask it, give me with the report for Sumo, it will tell you that it can't. Right. Sorry, I don't have with that information for Sumo. However, if I tell it to give me London, now it will give us that answer back. Right. It's cloudy in London with a temperature of 15 degrees. Celsius, because that's the tool that we gave it access to. Right. Now let me share my PowerShell again, and let's move on. So I hope we've gotten to this point so far. Okay, let's continue. So the next one, now we tried running this. We tried running this on the terminal. Next thing we're going to try to do is deploying it to Cloud Run, which is the next pretty interesting part of this, right? So for this demo, it's going to be exposed publicly. We've already set our project to whatever project you're using. I have set mine. And in this particular example, we're going to be making use of that DB that we created earlier. First thing we should do is come back to here. On comments, we go back to our Cloud SQL. Just try and show you this page. Just give me a minute, please. Share the right screen. Right, so I'm here on my Cloud SQL page. Click on the instance, ADK, ADK deployments, go to connections. And we get the connection name. That's this right here. Copy that, come back to Cloud Shell, replace this. Paste that in Cloud Shell as exactly as I have it there. And then there's a script that we should run. So I'll just walk us through. So this script is to deploy to Cloud Run, and I'll walk us through what the script does. So first thing, it loads the environment variable from the .env file. So everything from the project name to the location to the use vertex AI variable and then DB connection name. Right, that's the first thing it does. Then it validates those variables, right? So it checks that the Google Cloud projects, the DB connection name are present, and for each of those required variables, it checks that they have been set, right? Then the next thing it does is to run the deploy command. So it's gcloud run deploy, a service called weather agent. The source is from the current directory that we're running this from. Expose it on port 8080. Make use of the project that we've already specified. That's our project. Allow unauthenticated so that you will be able to view that URL without having to configure any IAM permissions. Add Cloud SQL instances to add the initial Cloud SQL instance that we created. Update environment variables with these things. Oh my god, let's close my page. Update environment variables for this particular service, right? If you've used Cloud Run before, you know that this is the way to set environment variables for that particular service. All right. keep trying to swipe to the left, but the Mac just goes back to the previous screen. So just give that a minute. All right, then we set the region, set the minimum number of instances to 1, the memory to 1 gig, and request concurrency to 10. Right? So now that that's done, I can stop this here and run bash deploy cloud.sh. You want to continue, if you want to continue. And now it's deploying that script. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Right. Okay. So while that is running, are there any questions so far? Let me share my screen. Are there any questions so far? Okay. It says, okay. I'll build. Build. You can see our build running here. All right. So that particular build that we're running, this is it here. You can decide to follow it if you want. It's making use of this Docker file here. Right. I would kind of assume that everyone on the call knows what Docker is and what it does. Right. But we're pretty much using the Python 3 image, running pip install on it to install UV. Setting /app as a working directory, copying the files from our local to the image, then running UV sync and exposing this particular container on port 8080. Right, then the final command UV run server app on localhost and exposed on port 8080. No localhost, sorry. 0000 and exposed on port 8080. Right. This failed. Why? So our deployment failed. I need to check why. I think I know where the problem is from. This DB connection name, not. No, let me just set. Um, yeah, right. Okay, let's try this one more time. Any questions so far that anyone would like to ask? Okay, thank you. Almost done now. Not sure what's going on right now. Six-one. Yes. So what's wrong with this cloud run? So what's going on right now? Okay, something is going on here. CPU is being the database is being utilized, but for some reason the cloud run service is not coming up. Which is where those are the errors. Not sure what's going on at this point. Oh, I'm not even share my screen. Trying to debug what's happening with this thing, but can't figure it out yet. Because like something has been configured wrong. Is there anyone who has passed this point in the code lab, following the exact instructions? Because I'm having reason to believe the code lab might have something misconfigured in this group of. Copy this entire thing over again. So it's this file. Instead, use a different command instead of using this. If something is not right in this file, a substitute command that you can use for this. Right now, what I'm doing is trying to get another command that I can use for this deployment. Um, I'll just change. Let's get it back for now. Okay. Okay, you know what? Just so I don't spend time on this call trying to debug. For some reason, this deployment is not passing readiness probes. It's not passing health check readiness probes. Right. I'm not sure why right now. I'm trying to figure out why that is, but I've been unable to. Um, so far, what I have, I followed their processes. So this is quite strange to me. Um, let's delete. Right. So I think I'll just take questions that we have so far and work on this deployment outside this and try to back up and let you guys know on Slack. But aside this, are there any questions about this or anything related? Maybe something you've had in your previous sessions or anything. Are there any questions at all that I can answer?
Yeah, I got a question.
Come again.
Okay, I got a question. Can I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, you're able to see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so like I'm having a problem connecting these like the Firebase with the
Yep.
cloud storage. So like I'm trying to I don't know what's happening. Let me just. Okay, so I assume I want to upload like. So like it will like load forever. And if I check my, let me share another screen. Okay, so like I don't know what's wrong, or it's maybe the cloud storage rules, but I think I configured them well. So like I don't know what's happening, why I can't write the files to my cloud storage.
I can't see your screen anymore, by the way.
Okay, let me just a minute. Let me just look for the exact screen.
Thank you so much, Milek. Any other question for the speaker?
Yeah. While Emmanuel's page is loading, is there anyone else that has a question that probably doesn't have to do with you sharing your screen that can answer?
Okay, I can't find the exact screen. Maybe I can ask the question. Or if you didn't get the question, I can maybe look for more information and reframe it in a way you can understand it better.
Yeah, or you know what? Let me just try to look for your name on Slack. Emmanuel. Sure, that's it. Everyone here is on Slack, right?
Yeah.
I can't find your name.
Let me just
Emmanuel,
just text on Slack right now.
yeah, I can't find your
Right.
name.
Okay, I've just texted on the AT Google AI channel right now.
Yeah. And so when you find it, you can just follow up with me, and then we can take a look at that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And then for everyone else, I'm not sure why exactly the service is not running, but as I'm sure you know, it's not every time that your demo runs, right? So I would take a look at that and try to like get it up and running. I could have started doing another deployment, but I just didn't want to confuse everyone, right? So I'll take a look at this particular one, and once I get it sorted out, once I get it running, I'll let you know.
Yeah, so Mileke, you can actually share it on your next week session. I think you have a session, I think, on Tuesday or Thursday. That's okay with you. Yeah, you do, man. Is the holiday kicking in?
Come again?
I'm saying, is the holiday kicking in?
So I just wasn't, I didn't know, right?
Yeah,
I didn't
okay.
know I had. So I actually found out about this particular session yesterday. Okay.
So you have
I'm not
another
sure.
session on 4th December, which is, I think, is a Thursday. So you can actually take the first 15 minutes. Yeah, 4th of December. You can take the first maybe 15 minutes to, to showcase, and then you continue with that particular session.
Okay. Can you just like forward me where the schedule was set on Slack?
Yeah, it's around going multimodal with agent development kit, personal expense assistance with Gemini.
Yeah, if you can
Graham
just
will
forward
share
me
those
like
details.
where the chat was set, because I didn't get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We'll send it once again. All right. But just you can mark it on your calendar.
No worries. Yeah, if you can send me an invite as well, that'll be great. Because I work with what I can see on my calendar.
Okay.